About this, D'Marco sent a text last night saying, hey, my old teammate, Super Bowl champion Mike Jones is in town. He's going to swing by tomorrow. And anytime a former teammate of D'Marco's comes through, always excited to do this. Mike Jones is here joining us as well. Super Bowl champion Mike Jones. I always call D'Marco the Super Bowl champion. I would imagine just like you, that always feels pretty good.
Feels outstanding.
The only reason I can say Super Bowl champion D'Marco Farr is because of Super Bowl champion Mike Jones. What's up, big fella?
What's going on, man?
Good to see you, man.
Good seeing you as well.
I have been gushing about you all morning.
It's amazing, coming back to L.A. and, because a lot of people don't know, I started off in L.A. I was with the Raiders for 6 years, and 5 of them were in L.A. So,
yeah.
We played in the Coliseum, and the first time we came back, and you probably don't remember this, I'm looking, I'm like, man, this looks different. He's like, looks different. I'm like, this is strange. I'm usually seeing silver and black. And,
yeah.
The Rams, and of course the Rams were there before the Raiders, but, yeah, it was just interesting to see how everything went and watching the process of how the Rams really took off, and they're doing a great job.
It's crazy. So teammates, we've seen a lot, been through a lot. Like I said, the Kurt Warner story, Isaac Bruce, all tied in to Mike Jones making the tackle January 30, 2000, Atlanta, Georgia. We'll never leave. But do you know, Travis Rogers, that Mike Jones almost got me fired? Like, my football career almost ended before it started.
Go on.
Okay, so I'm an undrafted rookie free agent, which means I have to start through the mailroom.
Right.
Which means I am on special teams. I have to go out and play punt team, punt return. So I am on the punt team. Okay, so I was given a directive. If I see, what was his name, the punt blocker? Albert
Lewis.
Albert Lewis was
Right.
this threat of a punt blocker.
Yeah.
So my coach told me, if I see Albert Lewis, fan out. So there's Albert Lewis. He told me to fan out, but there's a guy sitting right in the A-gap. If I fan out, he's going to run in there and block it. But you told me to go block Albert Lewis.
Right.
I'm going to do what you told me. I fan out. I hear the double thud.
Oh, yeah.
But the funny part is this. Of course, D'Marco didn't have 75 when he was a rookie.
Yeah, 94.
He had some crazy number.
Yeah.
So our rule was, if you thought you had something you can beat,
sucker.
there you go. I'm trying not to say it, but
I'll say it for you.
Then you tap your leg.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I think I'm still tapping. But so we tap, and the funny part was D'Marco.
Wait, I didn't know you thought I was meat.
He fanned out, and you know how you look like. Did he? Am I? I mean, it was that. I'm like,
You told me to go to Albert.
I blocked it so fast, it hit me in my stomach. so I'm like, wow.
Yes.
But yeah, and I didn't find out till after we were playing. I was like, man, I said, who is this guy? I blocked the punt against y'all, and he looked at me like, you blocked the punt.
It was me
in the preseason, and I didn't know it was him. So it was comical.
Oh my God, we became teammates that day. I told him the first day you showed up. You were so professional. I just wonder. So I know how we feel and how I feel about you, how professional you were. I said you showed up, never missed a day.
Right.
I don't think you actually made a mistake on the field.
No, I did. I made a few of them, and John Bunting told me that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, but I would never know.
Right.
In defensive meetings,
Right.
win or lose, guys get yelled at, screamed at, corrected.
Yeah.
I can't remember ever a day where you were ever corrected. But I just wonder, how did you see us before when you first came to the Rams? Because we weren't champions then.
Right. It was interesting because you got to realize, I played for Coach White, Mike White. Mike White was my head coach. And I was fortunate. I was blessed because, I had, for about 5 years, I had 5 guys get in the Hall of Fame. So the guys that showed you how to do it, Ronnie Lott, Marcus Allen, Howie Long, these are all guys when I'm 22 years old, don't know left from right. And you just watch them and learn from them. So when I got to the Rams, it was interesting because I remember looking at the schedule like, man, we can win 10, 11 games here. And guys looking like, no, I don't think so. And it's just amazing that I was outside looking in, so I could see the talent that we had.
Yeah.
We were young, but we had to learn. And then on top of that, we had a coach and Coach Vermeil that hadn't coached for a while. And D'Marco understands this because D'Marco transitioned. You went from you can do anything till you got to the 20-hour rule.
Correct.
So a lot of guys didn't understand that. So when you go to from you out there all the time, and you ain't got 20 hours, and you go to Coach Vermeil, that's a culture shock.
Big time.
So and I didn't take that all into consideration, but I thought we had the guys that could do it. And if you think about it, the core guys that we had, we made some additions, but Isaac was hurt. That was one of the biggest things. So when Isaac wasn't healthy, heck, you can say whatever you want. Isaac's not healthy. Then then we pick up Marshall Falk, but before that, we our running back situation wasn't solid.
No,
the quarterback position, Tony was young.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Everyone talks
Tony
about
Banks.
Tony Banks,
Yeah.
and he wasn't playing well. I'm like, he's a second year quarterback in the NFL. I mean,
Yeah.
and
Takes
then
a minute.
And then you
Could
have
have been something.
right. Then
Yeah.
you had
We
guys,
were a bad environment for him. Yeah.
right. And then you had guys that that were coaches that were had been removed from the game. Think about it, Coach Mill was gone for 12 years.
Yeah.
So he had to get acclimated to the 90s compared to the mid 80s. So it was just a growing bird.
Mike Jones, Super Bowl champion Mike Jones, joins us here, former teammate of D'Marco's as well. And I want to go back to something you said a minute ago, Mike, that you came up with the Raiders, and Ronnie Lott and Howie Long and many, many others were there, Hall of Fame players, legends of the game. The very first thing that D'Marco mentioned to me about you was that story about your professionalism, about being in the locker room, or in the weight room, I should say, locked in, doing your way, and then introducing yourself to him, and just kind of the impression you made that you were on top of your, whats. That's just who you are.
Right.
Does that happen just because that's Mike Jones, or because I've always been of the impression your first taste of the environment, whatever it is, professional sports, college, it's like, you're going to do whatever's being done.
Right.
Like if that's what it is, you just show up, you do your work, you don't mess around.
Yeah.
Then that's what you're going to do. If people are kind of taking it easy and messing around,
Right.
do you become you in a different environment if you go to a team with a bunch of screwballs?
I hope I don't. But again, it's interesting because again, DeMarco came from a team that won the national championship.
Yeah.
So he probably was thinking when he got to the NFL, he's looking like, okay, this isn't what we did at Washington
At all.
See what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
And then I came from a program we won 10 games in 4 years.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm a sponge. I'm like, I just went through 4 years where I won 10 games, and these guys done won Super Bowls. They've been MVPs. They've been all these different things. So I might want to listen to them instead of where I came from.
It's we've been having this debate with Travis. I'm trying to get a number to. It's dry January, right? So Travis isn't drinking for the entire month of January.
Okay.
I said $1 million if he goes a lifetime without taking another drink. He's still thinking about it. See, look. See his mouth? See his mouth?
We're negotiating.
We're talking about it.
We're
talking
negotiating.
The sad part
But
is when it comes to fruition, neither one of you will be able to cash in.
But I said, look,
You're right.
I'll
You're
give him $1
right.
million, but if he takes a drink, I'm taking everything. Everything is mine. So it's a safe bet. But this is one of the things, because it was around minicamp, and this is the funny story.
Yep.
It was around your birthday. When is your birthday?
When
is your birthday?
You going there? April, it's income tax day.
Yes.
Oh, April
Very
15.
easy.
All
There you
right.
go.
So we had these OTAs, mini camps, and we told Mike we're going to take him out for his birthday, and we took him out, and we took him out, and we took him out. We had some fun.
Yeah.
The next day's practice was hard on Mike.
They opened the Pandora's box.
Big time. We went at it.
Yeah.
But he said, and we're still becoming teammates, he said, after my birthday, I don't drink.
Yep.
And whatever, man. Just like we're doing.
During the season. During the season.
yeah.
During the season, like, whatever, man. Yeah, that's what your mouth says. No. After that, done. Not one.
Until the season ends?
Till the season ends.
Yes.
Now
That champagne after that
None.
tackle had to be pretty good.
Yeah. Good point. Yeah. It was pretty good. Yeah, but it's interesting that he said that because that was a lot. That was right before Roman signed somewhere else.
Correct. Yes.
Roman Pfeiffer went to the Jets then. So we all go out, and he ain't told you the whole story. But let's just say
I'm trying not to.
those guys, they're talking about they took me out, but they were running from me. It was
We can't beat him.
As it goes, the old Raider came out.
Oh my God. Bruh.
Once a Raider, always a
There
Raider,
you go.
right?
So we waited till the day before the last practice. So that last practice was bad.
Yeah.
Bad,
Yeah.
and we all smelled bad. But he's right. But I just noticing that commitment. He said it, and he's doing it, and he stood on it. Like I said, from day one, you became one of our leaders. So, no shock. We're in the Super Bowl in Atlanta, January 30, 2000.
Yep.
That second half was hell.
Yeah.
It was the worst. I mean, it took me to the pit of, like, everything I love about this game. I needed everything to summon up energy just to get into a football stance.
Right.
What was your perspective? Because you're right behind me.
Well, you know what? It was interesting. The first drive, they caught us off guard. And they caught us off guard because we thought they were going to throw the ball.
Yeah.
So everybody's pinning their ears back.
Here we go.
And Eddie George, I don't know what happened. He went into halftime. He went in the booth. And he came out, him and Steve McNair came out Superman. So, I mean, you couldn't tackle him. You couldn't tackle Steve.
Yeah.
You know, in the first drive, it's like, oh, okay, you know, they caught us off guard. And the second drive, it's like, wait a minute, this is, not going the way we usually do. And because the whole season, other than Detroit,
Yeah.
When the second half came and we were up, it was over.
Yeah, it was a wrap.
It was a wrap. I mean, we were gonna get after them. We were gonna do things, and
57 sacks, man.
Right.
Yeah.
So we couldn't figure out. They found a rhythm. Steve found a rhythm. Eddie started running better, and they just
offense couldn't stay on the field.
Right.
Yeah.
And like I said, defensively they made some stops.
Yep.
Crucial time stops, like it'd be a 3 and out, and we back on the field.
Yeah.
And then it was a 3 and out back on the field with no TV timeout.
With Eddie George and Steve McNair on the other side.
Right. So all those things started adding up. First half it was, we had a lot of stops and goes. Second half it was a blur.
Yeah.
I mean, you sit down, okay, punt team. Like, wait a minute, we just sat down.
We just got here. Yeah.
I mean, you walk over
Gatorade.
right. You sitting up, walking to the sideline, walking to the bench, and then you walking back out.
Defense
back
up.
on defense. Yeah.
Yep.
So so we just had some things that we had to get through, and just like the first half went well. I really believe if we scored one touchdown, we kicked 3 field goals.
We'd have blown.
Game's over. Game's over. So they kept
themselves
in the game.
Cliff.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
We got caught playing Jeff Fisher football.
Yep.
That's what I mean. But look, so at the end of that game, I am gassed, Travis. I'm telling you, I'm at the end. I mean, it's taken everything I can do just to do my job. So making plays is out the window at this point. I'm just trying to do my job for the football team. One of the only times in my life where I felt like I really can't make a difference. All I can do is just help, be out here, help my guys. Where were you at on that last play? On the last couple of plays when they drove down to the 8?
I'm the signal caller, so I don't even see.
Mentally, where are you at?
I'm the signal caller. You got to get yourself right. I can't be looking crazy and telling guys to do something that I can't do. So I'm sitting in the huddle and I'm like, okay, this is the last play. We got to get a stop. We stop, we win.
Yeah.
Because they had called timeout. Remember, so we come to the sideline. So we sitting there and and all this stuff. Like I said, it's amazing because when you're in the middle of it, you don't see any of it. Because like I said, I didn't see him or Kevin. When Coach Mill was talking to him, I never saw that. I saw that on television in a video. And I'm looking like, did they really just leave it? Bruh. And I'm in the middle of it. So you're seeing all this stuff that you don't even realize because you right there smack in the middle of it. So, and this is the ironic thing, the last play, and D'Marco knows this after I told him, we break the huddle, and we have a combination coverage. So you got to listen to the safety of what they're saying. So I'm turning around trying to get the call, and the guy motions out, and no one's on him.
Yeah.
Ooh. It was Kevin Dyson.
Yes.
Kevin motions out and then motions back in. If they snap the ball, we're out leverage. They throw the ball, he scores.
Yeah. See what I mean?
Yeah. That's the craziest part. So then he comes back. So then the ball. So it's two sides to the story. Then he comes back. I'm looking at Kevin the whole time. Now, when you look on the television, you can't see me, but I'm looking like this in the camera angle. Got my back. So I'm seeing Kevin. And Kevin plants and comes back. I'm like, oh, I'm going to kill this guy. He don't see me. And Kevin tells me, he said, Mike, I knew exactly where you were. And I said, I'm going to run right by him. So the two mindsets, the guy catching the ball thinking I'm not going to tackle him.
Yeah.
I'm thinking I'm going to kill him.
Yeah.
And we in the same universe.
Mode. Yeah.
So in that moment, Mike, and anybody that's a football fan has seen the play a million times. You bring him down right before the goal line. You guys win the Super Bowl on the play. Do you go into that mode where, look, I've been playing football my whole life. This is what I'm here to do. I got to follow my technique, my fundamentals. This is how you make a tackle in the open field. Or are you thinking, I make this tackle, we win the Super Bowl, I miss him, we lose?
No, I'm thinking, I'm telling you, I'm thinking I'm going to kill him.
Yeah.
I didn't think he saw me.
Yeah.
And he knew exactly where I was. So what happened, I plant and I come downhill. Now, he runs a route similar to what Marshall runs. I don't know if you remember, Marshall will run two different angle routes. He run an angle route where he beat the linebacker, or he run an angle route and he run upfield.
Yeah.
Well, he ran an angle route that comes across the middle. So I'm thinking, okay, so as I'm taking a step, I'm like, okay, this is a wide receiver, it's a little faster. Oh, I better make this tackle. So it went from me killing him to me trying to get him on the ground. When you see me tackle him, I'm grabbing him on the one side, and this is what I didn't know till, again, you watch it on film. I wonder how he fell so fast. So when I came around to wrap him up, I'm dead serious. I hit him right on top of his knee, and he fell like a tree.
Stopped him. Yep.
And that's the reason. And it was close. It was about the 2-yard line.
Yeah.
But everyone sees when he bounces and he reaches.
Right.
Yeah. So he wasn't. When he fell, he had to get his bounce, and he was short.
Yeah. From my angle, because I'm behind him, all I saw was Mike make the tackle, guy go down. I'm thinking, damn, now we're on the goal line. Like, damn, here they come.
Well,
like
you
said,
didn't know the clock had run out.
No idea.
Yeah.
I'm like, now we got to defend Eddie and McNair on the goal line. Damn. And I look up and the clock says 0. I heard, woohoo!
Yep.
Dick Vermeil.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is he yelling about?
Yeah.
Oh,
we
blank, the game's over.
Yeah. So Lorenzo runs out. So I am
Lorenzo
dog
Neal.
time.
Yeah.
No,
Oh, my
no,
God.
Lorenzo Styles.
Oh, Styles. Steele. Yeah.
So Styles runs out on me. And I am dead tired. So he runs out and he's out. Everyone's all excited. He looks at me like, "Man, you all right?" I said, "Man, I'm just happy this game is over with." And like I said, so it was a great experience.
Yes.
You know, and Low, you seen the Suns.
Yeah.
They playing for the national
Both of them
championship.
at Ohio State.
Yep.
Both of
Our teammate Lorenzo
Yep.
Styles has 2 kids at Ohio
Starting
State.
starting outside linebacker, and then I think he's the nickelback.
Yeah,
That's great.
And Orlando's kid is there, right?
I believe so. I'm not
believe
for
so.
sure.
Okay, yeah, we got some people everywhere.
All right,
Yeah.
so we're going to do a little factor cap coming up
Oh,
next.
yeah.
Mike, you're
Stay
going
for
to
this.
play
We're gonna have fun.
our game with us. And then I gave DeMarco plenty of time to tee this story up, but since he's not going to do it, I am. I need the story about when he got knocked out.
Don't you
So
dare!
we're
Travis!
gonna do that as well.
All right.
It's all coming up. It's Trav and DeMarco. Super Bowl champion Mike Jones is in the house with us.
Don't you
That's coming up next.
Tell stories.
Trav and DeMarco 710 ESPN.
Hey guys.
Howdy.
All right.
dias.
So Mike,
Noja.
we're gonna do this.
I'm young.
I'm gonna say a statement.
Yep.
And if you agree with it, you say fact. If you disagree with it, you say cap. And then give a little reason why.
Como
that's
se
basically how it
vida?
goes. Yes, that's exactly. We'll say more names.
See.
All right. So I was seeing this clip kind of go around Twitter, and it's Kylie Kelsey on that new Jason Kelsey ESPN show where he's kind of doing late night.
Oh, yeah.
And he had Joe Buck and his wife on.
Yep.
And Jason asked Kylie, his wife, why Philly fans hate Joe Buck. And this is her answer to that.
Do you have any suspicions, in your opinion, why that is?
No. I personally love Joe.
Come on. You love Joe because you met Joe and he charmed you. What did you think before you met Joe?
Well, I was raised in a house where I was taught to dislike Joe Buck.
But why?
Costumes included in.
This is the response I get from everybody. Like, nobody really has a reason.
I mean, I was taught that by my father. I very much recognized the pattern in which it seemed as though he was always cheering for the other team.
But you have no examples of this. Of course not.
Of course not.
All right.
All right. So she's born and raised Philly resident, Philly fan. So got me thinking, I have a lot of inherited dislikes from my parents. Like, I don't like Florida State for only reason because my parents, they didn't like Florida State. So you have an inherited dislike, not one that you got, that your parents kind of instilled into you. Travis, fact or cap?
Cap. I find things to dislike all on my own.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm a natural born hater.
Nothing was passed down, though? Not one hate was
well,
passed down. Had to be something.
I went to different schools than my folks went to. I am personality wise, I'm much more like my mom because my mom is more pessimistic, like I am.
Okay.
My dad is super optimistic. My dad always sees the bright side in everything. My mom and I only see the doom and gloom. And
Okay.
things. So
Yeah.
I don't know if
Perfect
that's a
synergy.
dislike. Yeah. So we see the world the same way, but it's not like she dislikes. Like my folks went to Oregon, as you know, but I don't hate Oregon State because they do. I just I'm good, man.
Oh, my God.
Oregon State never did anything to me.
I gotta go. Fact. My high school rivalry was passed down.
Yeah.
We hate green. Why? Don't worry about it. We hate green. Okay, you'll find out. The Denver Broncos was passed down.
Because you grew
we're
up in a
Raider
Raider
fans.
house.
Yeah, we hate the Broncos. What is that? I like the horsey. No, you don't like the horsey. You
It's
hate
a
the
cool
horsey.
uniform.
Right. And the Boston Celtics. From the time I was born. Larry Bird, bad. Robert Parrish,
I
bad.
hated Larry Bird because he beat Magic Johnson. That's why I hated
got
Larry
to
Bird.
that point, but even before that, I'm booing the guy. Who's the Bird guy? What? Boo, boo. Yes, fact, definitely.
All right, Mike, what about you?
Fact. Can't stand Southeast High School. That was our rival. Fact. Can't stand. I don't even call them. I call them the Kansas Chicken Hawks. Yeah. Facts.
Right.
The San Francisco 49ers.
Talk to that guy right there.
Jorge, you got something to say about that?
It was the Rams.
There you go.
Yeah, we all have those inherited ones. So today is National Strawberry Ice Cream Day, but it reminded me of this story. There's an actor, his name is Nicholas Hoult. He was talking about how One day on set, he was like, I'm going to have ice cream today because my scene requires me to have ice cream. I'm excited to have ice cream all day today. But when he took his first, taste of the ice cream, it was not ice cream. In fact, it was lard with sugar and food coloring. And he said it ruined his entire day. So this would ruin your entire day. Mike, fact or cap?
Fact. If I'm getting ice cream, I want ice cream, not lard or whatever it is. So,
just imagine tasting that. Ugh. All right, D'Marco?
Fact. Yeah, that would kind of ruin my day. Yeah. You know what ruined my day? The first time I had liver. You ever had liver the first time? It looked great. It looked like steak.
Yeah, it's not.
This is not steak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've told you this story. When I was playing baseball that summer in Iowa, the bus driver gets to choose where he stopped, right?
Yeah.
So the bus driver had this fixation with Denny's. So we'd stopped at Denny's literally every day for a month and a half to eat lunch. Mm-hmm. I have eaten every single item on the Denny's menu with the exception of liver. I can't do it.
Okay.
I'm out.
Yeah.
Never
I'm a
had
Denny's guy. You're a Denny's guy, right?
Absolutely.
Oh, Denny's is great.
What did we have? we St. Louis. We had Waffle House.
Waffle
House and Bob Evans.
Oh my God. Look, I don't want to get too far afield. Bob Evans sells some frozen stuff, D'Marco.
I'm in.
Go to your store.
Solid.
Yes. Biscuits and gravy.
They've got the mac and cheese, Bob Evans mac and
mashed
cheese.
potatoes.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
Okay.
Trav, you agree with this? It would ruin your day?
Yeah. So when I was a kid, I remember my mom was making cookies or something like that, and you know the tin of Crisco, which it isn't lard, but it's lard, and it looks kind of like ice cream or frosting or whipped cream.
Yeah.
And I remember sticking a spoon in there and taking a bite of it. Yeah, it'll ruin your day really, really fast.
All right, Jorge.
Similar situation. My mom had like 2 containers, one with sugar and one with salt. And I like my coffee, and I was like, hey, where's the sugar? She's like, it should be in the counter. I reached for one of the containers, not labeled, and I put a spoonful of salt into my coffee. When I took a swig, I was like, oh man.
Ocean coffee.
Did you hold it?
No, I couldn't.
That's a bad deal.
Yeah, it ruins your day.
Factor Cap's brought to you by the law offices of Joseph S. Normand. You got a lot of choices in your legal team, but like D'Marco and I know, family always comes first with Joe. 213-747-2000. That's the law offices of Joseph S. Normand. 213-747-2000 or normandlegal.com. The story of
No, Mike, don't you got to
Farr
go? Don't you got somewhere to be? No.
Courtesy of Super Bowl champion Mike Jones. That's coming up. We're out at training camp. This was 2 years ago. So last year we were at UCI.
Okay.
And I had one of your former teammates, the tight end, last name Williams.
Roland Williams.
Roland. I couldn't
Roland
think of
World.
Roland's first name. Roland, I
Yes.
apologize. Roland's a great guy.
Yes.
But he told a story one time, Mike, and we're here with Mike Jones, Super Bowl champion Mike Jones.
Yeah. You say
Roland
Roland
told
and
us a
story.
story about why they used to call D'Marco Grays.
Oh.
Okay, and so I'm like, and I just stopped me in my tracks. I'm like, I don't know. So I asked, and he told me the story about what they called D'Marco Grays.
Yes.
Apparently, there's a story that you have about D'Marco getting knocked out. So I like to collect my D'Marco stories.
Well, he wasn't exactly knocked out. So we were playing Monday Night Football. First Monday Night Football game, and I don't know how long in St. Louis.
We're defending Super Bowl champions. This is Monday night first game.
So everybody's hyped. It's about the second, third quarter.
Yeah.
D-line getting after him. D'Marco and Kevin beat their guy, and supposedly are going to meet at the quarterback.
Yes.
Well, the quarterback kind of got out of the way.
Who was the quarterback?
That would have been.
Let me look. It wasn't Plummer.
No, it wasn't Plummer.
It wasn't Plummer.
playing
But
Arizona?
Terrell Davis was out there.
Yep.
It was
Okay.
not Elway. Or was it Elway?
No, Elway.
Elway was gone. Yeah,
Was it
yeah.
Brian
Okay.
Greasy?
Let me look.
It might have been Brian Greasy.
It might have
Okay.
been Grease.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah.
So, of course, DeMarco and Kevin run into each other. Big collision. Boom. DeMarco's on the ground. Ride. Oh, I can't see.
Okay, wait, hold on.
So I'll walk over. So
DeMarco, be quiet. Let Mike tell the story.
So I'm standing there, right? So I walk over top of him, and I'm standing right there, and his eyes are closed. Oh, I can't see. So I said, DeMarco, open your eyes. I can't stand you, Mike.
I could not figure out how to open my eyes. I swear.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
You had to be told to open your eyes to regain your vision.
It's one of the most dangerous shots in football when two guys meet at a target coming from opposite ends, and then that guy steps up. You collide head to head. So all you see is just a blink and a helmet, and boom, and I'm on the deck. Yeah. And I'm trying to figure out what the hell just happened. So I'm doing a full body check.
Is Kevin Carter a lot bigger than you?
Kevin's taller, and I think he might have weighed more at the time.
Kevin was probably about 280.
Yeah, I mean, we were close, but that's just big. And he's
big dude.
Yeah.
Right, it's like hitting like the Black Stallion.
Right.
When he doesn't see you. You know what I'm saying? So, so boom, I'm doing a full body check. Are my toes working? Can I move my thumbs? Can I wiggle? And like, I don't know where north is at this point. I don't even know. Am I on my face or am I on my back? So all I know is everything is black. I could hear everything. I just couldn't see anything. So I'm actually looking for help. I can't see.
No, not looking. that is very loosely
Asking
used.
for?
I'm asking
There
for
you go.
help.
Yeah.
I'm in the middle of the ocean. I have no life preserver, and I feel like I'm drowning. Somebody just touched my hand so I know where the ground is. That's how hard that shot was.
Mike, did you say it just like that, DeMarco? Open your eyes.
Just like it was.
Just like that. I'm like, DeMarco, open your eyes.
And it was like,
And he says, I can't stand you.
but it was like, oh yeah, just open your eyes. Oh, there's the world. But it was how he said it. Open your eyes, man. Mike, I hate you right now. I can't stand you. Oh my God, yes.
You guys chose an interesting line of work.
It was fun. It was
Oh,
fun.
but we had. I tell you what, we were playing in Buffalo one time. Remember? And Joe did this, and I did it like Joe.
Joe
did.
Kelly?
Yes.
Oh.
So we're playing in Buffalo.
Let him
and
go.
This guy is holding him, right?
Yeah.
So I got this because both of us played with this guy
So
named Joe Kelly.
he's the weak side backer
Yep.
behind me.
Yep.
So
Okay.
I'm the D tackle. So on a run, my job is to keep the guard off him.
Right.
So Joe Kelly's the guard.
No. Joe Kelly.
Joe is he's
Oh,
another
okay,
linebacker.
okay.
So
Yeah.
it was a moment when I was young. Joe Kelly, this veteran linebacker, told me to just let the guy go. He'll
Right.
take care of him.
Swim him. Yeah.
Just
Right.
let him go. I'll take care of him.
Right.
And there was a big kaboom, and the guy was never the same again.
Right.
Joe hit him. So Mike gave me one of those.
Right. Because these guys,
Yeah.
what they're trying to do is they're trying to hold him so I can't, so he can't get the ball and I can't get to it.
Right.
Yeah.
So I told him let him go. So when D'Marco lets him swim, them guys are off balance.
Right.
And when they get off balance,
Wow.
that's the it's a good time
It's
to get
yeah.
as they say some get back.
It's frustrating on those combo blocks for those D linemen because I'm caught up with two dudes, right? I'm trying to hang in there, and this guy's trying to cut me, and I can't let him off. So I'm frustrated. So Mike, this dude, he just won't stop holding me. Let him go.
Okay, I've got two stories now where Mike bailed you out. You ever
Yeah.
give him any help, or is he still owe you
I
some
used
favors,
to give Mike
Mike?
hell because
Yeah.
Mike said he played at the University of Missouri, right?
Yeah.
And he swears he was a running back. I need
Pretty
to,
big running back, Mike.
I need to see film.
Well,
Yeah.
The record books will state that I was the all-time leading receiver as a running back at Missouri.
See?
And I
Yeah.
told him that numerous times. But
No.
he never tends to look that up.
I need to see video, okay? Because when linebackers pick off passes, they suddenly forget how to run.
And
Yeah.
Andy Reid was my O-line coach.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, Andy was my O-line coach.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So how many touchdowns did you score that year in '99?
Man,
How many takeaways did we
I
have?
got 3, and I messed around, and I let a quarterback tackle me.
You had
Yeah.
3 touchdowns in one season?
I would
were
have had
killing 'em.
4, and,
Yeah.
and matter of fact, I was the first guy to intercept McNabb.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How,
So
who was the quarterback that got you?
McNabb.
Was it McNabb?
I'm going in to score, and he freaking tackles me, and I'm mad, and then Marshall comes out there, and he said, don't worry about it, I'll take care of it. He scored the
Scored
next
it on
play.
the next play. But that's what he means. If we would have got up in that Super Bowl, we would have blown them out.
Yeah.
We would have absolutely blown them out.
Yeah,
That's how good we were.
It
Yeah.
is funny to see how often these games turn on a player too.
Yeah.
Where if you just get that last shot, they're okay. It's over. It's done.
Yeah.
But if you can't quite get it, you let them hang around, and then
Yeah.
they get one, and then they get another one, and all of a sudden,
Exactly.
you got to make a play at the goal line to win the game.
See, that's what I think this team has turned the corner because they took control of this game in Arizona versus Minnesota, and they would not let it go. That was the problem early. They would not, or they would take control and give it back.
Yeah.
And then it wound up being a dogfight. You were at the game.
Yep.
You've seen Philly this year.
Yeah.
The Rams have to go to Philly. What are you thinking about this weekend? How do you beat the Eagles in
How do you
Philadelphia?
deal with Saquon?
Well, I think, if I remember correctly, a lot of the guys were banged up when they played the Eagles last time.
Yeah.
Defensively.
Yeah. Okay.
Defensively, the team that played them is a totally different team that you saw the other night.
Yep.
They're a totally different team. I think they were, of course, they were young.
Mm-hmm.
Philly had Jalen.
Yeah.
He was healthy. So there's a lot of different things that played into that game. You play them 2 times, it's a different game. You play them 2 times, I think McVay's he's gonna always have you ready to play.
Yeah.
So I'm saying that I really believe they have a great chance to win this game.
Mike Jones, Super Bowl champ, joining us here on Trav and DeMarco. And Mike, DeMarco said this to me earlier. He said there were times when he was playing where they'd have a game and they got beat up, right? They got beat. They got knocked around. Yep. And then he said half hour later, if we played again, it would have been a different thing. Like, I know what you're trying to do to me now. I'm prepared to go do it. And could that be the result in Philly? Like, I know what you're trying to do, and I'm ready for it. I wasn't ready for it now or then, but I am ready for it now.
That was the Tennessee Titans. When we played them that year, we were down 17-0 at halftime.
Yes. The Titans in Tennessee.
We couldn't have played any worse than we did that first half. And DeMarco remembers this. So we come all the way back, and I'm going to say it. We should have tied the game, and we had a roughing the kicker penalty that they didn't call.
Right.
Yeah. And our kicker was out for 4 weeks. That's how bad the hit was.
Oh, wow.
So, but they didn't call the flag. So we come in after the game and we say, you know what, and we knew this, we play them again, we're going to beat them, which we knew it had to be the Super Bowl.
Yep.
So you fast forward to the Eagles and the Rams. I mean, you're professionals, but they embarrass them. And, and when you get embarrassed, I don't care what anyone says, as a pro or anybody, you're going to want to come back and say, you know what, this is not going to happen again. So I think they're going to be prepared, without a doubt, because that factor of them getting embarrassed the first time they played them, all these different things that happen, and the coaches are playing it up. Hell, remember when we played the Giants?
Yeah.
These guys, so our coaches comes in, and they got all these things about the Giants saying we were soft, and I mean this went on for 6 days. Yeah. From Wednesday till Sunday, all we saw was that we were a soft team. Oh man. All he had to do was say, roll the ball out there, and we were going to beat them. And so that's, I'm pretty sure that's what the coaching staff is doing with the Rams.
I annihilated them. They set the Giants up for an ass whooping, and they got it. Oh, yeah, they did. So it's possible. Yeah.
One last question, Mike, about the Eagles and the game this weekend for the Rams. As a defensive player, as a linebacker, when you're dealing with a guy like Barkley, who's got the speed, who's got the power that he has, how do you try to, I don't know if you can stop him or at least make it very difficult for him?
And I do this in all due respect to Barry Sanders. The first guy always has to run at that ball carrier. You got to have 3 guys. First guy, don't sit there and watch him. You run right at him.
Okay.
You got your tackle angles and things you're supposed to do. But where guys get caught up with him is you watch him and you waiting for someone to do something. So you come off a block and you look, okay, DeMarco's going to make the tackle. You're going to make a tackle. No one makes a tackle and he squirts through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So the first guy, when you get off that tackle, you run right at him. You might not make the tackle, but by the time he makes the move, the other 2 guys zoom and come in and get him. And that's what great running backs like that. That's how you have to do it. You can't worry about missing a tackle. You got to hope that you guys rally around him.
Pursue. More than one guy. Than one guy, definitely. Make it. Somebody's got to affect him and then get him on the deck.
I don't need
but
to
it's
see
all hands on deck.
A reverse hurdle again on Sunday afternoon.
What was the worst we got?
But think about it. If you reverse hurdles, that guy jumps, and the first guy misses, like I said, the other 2 guys are going to light him up.
Yeah, you can get power bomb.
Yeah.
Who lit us up the worst? What running back lit us up?
I used to hate the Dirty Birds. I used to
hate Jamal Anderson.
Jamal Anderson. Oh, yeah.
Jamal was a 4x4, and you could never get underneath him.
Yeah.
With a fullback that did not miss.
Yep.
Bobby Christian. He would not miss a blocking
Mm-hmm.
assignment.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. That was some butt-kicking days.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Jamal Anderson, they went Super Bowl.
They got hot in 98 at the end because we were always battling for the cellar. They got hot, went to the Super Bowl, and the next year we went and won. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You guys had him twice a year in the same division at the time.
Oh, I forgot about Jamal. Yeah, man. For a while, best in the league. Yep.
Mike, it was a real pleasure.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Appreciate you coming in. DeMarco's old teammate,
My
Super
guy,
Bowl champ.
don't you ever tell that story.
I'm going to tell everybody
I think
story.
most of L.A. already heard it.
Don't you tell that story.
Open your eyes to DeMarco. The next time you and I are having an argument about something,
Wait.
I'm just going to say, DeMarco, open your ears.
Run into a wall as hard as you
what it
can
is.
and try to figure out where the ground is. Okay.
I made a better. I stood 60 feet away from the guys that were trying to hit me. I wasn't getting anywhere near where somebody could actually put their hands on me. You crazy?
Crazy. Wow.
It's a pleasure, Mike. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, more to get to.